What is going on, everybody, and welcome back to the Cincinnati Reds franchise. Opening day is behind us now. We are 2-1 to start this young season as we beat the Cardinals in the opening day series. One guy I want to focus on early on here is Alex Kirilloff with a .500 average. Has his first home run hit with us. The .833 slug, a 1.372 OPS to start the season. So, this is what we hoped for when we got Alex Kirilloff last year. With the Minnesota Twins, he had batted .235. He really hasn't gotten an opportunity to kind of show what he can do in a lineup for a complete season. They'll bring him up and then send him back down. And look at the power on display by Alex Kirilloff as he crushes this one off the wall. And it's going to be a double here in the top half of the second and an RBI for Kirilloff. So, this is something that we hopefully can get used to seeing. I mean, his swing is beautiful. He plays very good at first base. He's that lefty bat that is young, 27 years old, who can really get it done for us. So, I'm looking forward to getting more at-bats with Kirilloff as he's going to go about halfway and then turn around. He's not going to risk it. But, he's a guy that, I think I've been looking for this entire series so far at first base. We brought in C.J. Cron last year, and that didn't work out. But here with Kirilloff, it is working out almost to perfection. I get it. We're only 4 games into the season, but he is showing a lot of potential in this lineup right now as he flies that one into left field for an out. So here's Kirilloff now in the top half of the 6th. We're losing by 4, but a home run right here can make it a 1-run game as he's going to hit this one over to Vladdy. Vladdy goes to second. He's safe as the throw was offline. So bases loaded with only 1 out, and you got Jesse Winker to the plate. He hits this one in the right field. It's going to score 1, and Kirilloff's going to have to turn back and go back to second. And it's a 3-run game, 7-4 now as Gio Urshela is at the plate. Urshela is going to hit a chopper back to the pitcher, and the Blue Jays will turn 2 to end the top half of the 6th. 2-run game now, top of the 8th, 3-0 count for Alex Kirilloff. He's 1 for 3 on the day, and he is going to walk in 4 pitches. So 2 on with only 1 out in this game. As Kirilloff can hit the ball hard, he can walk. He can play good defense. I mean, he is very well-rounded. As what a play by the third baseman. Kirilloff trying to throw off the double play. Does not matter. The Toronto Blue Jays are going to win this game. As, the pitching really wasn't good here in Game 4. And we've allowed a lot of runs to start this season. So we've got to figure it out. I mean, the first game of the season, I think we allowed 9 to the Cardinals. And then now we allow 9 here in Game 1 of this series against the Toronto Blue Jays. Nick Lodolo, 3 2/3 innings, allows 7 earned runs to push his ERA to 17.18, and we're only through his first start. So we're 2-2 now, and we are going to drop the next game against the Blue Jays. We lose 6-3, 2 hits for Fairchild, 2 for Urshela, and then looking at the pitching, Graham Ashcraft goes 5 innings, allows 2 earned, and then Tim Hill can't even get 1 out, and he allows 3 earned. Rough outing for Tim Hill out of the bullpen. He's one of our better lefties. We got Austin Davis as well. He allows an earned run. So, I mean, what lefty is really going to separate themselves as we get swept by the Toronto Blue Jays? We lose the next game 0-3. Pitching was a little bit better, but the offense was cold. Spencer Steer with 2 hits. We had 6 total. A double for Steer and a double for India. Hunter Green goes 6 innings, allows 1 earned. And then Carl Edwards Jr. allows 2 earned in this game. So, Hunter Green, really good bounce back game for him compared to the opening day game. Here's Mikey Ishii. He is our first draft pick in year number 2, and he's somebody that I want to get a look at as he can play all outfield positions. He's not going to be that good in the outfield because his attributes, fielding, arm, accuracy, they're all kind of rough. So, but as of right now, he can hit the ball pretty well as this is good swing time, but he's going to softly hit it in the center for out number 1. So yeah, he can definitely hit the ball pretty well. He is going to struggle a little bit defensively, but as of right now, I think he has a lot of good potential. C potential, so it's a 79 overall C potential. So 1 attribute increase to his overall would then push him to a B potential player. So I'm not really too concerned with it as he's going to run on the pitch here. Second baseman ranges back. He can't make the play, and Mike Ishii is going to blow through the stop sign, and he is safe at the plate. I said he blew through the stop sign. I think the third base coach was actually pushing him through, so great effort by Mikey Ishii as he's up now here in the bottom half of the 3rd. We've put up 6 runs so far here, and he's going to blast this one into right field. That's something that I noticed when I'd play with him here is he's got a very slow bat, but when he makes contact, it's hard contact. So here at top 7 now, Charlie Cruz on the mound. as this one's hit deep to right field. Ishii can't even find it, and he is not going to get there to even attempt to make a play. I mean, that was the weirdest bit of effort that I've seen. But I had to show it because this is a good representation of what his defensive abilities are at the moment. It's something that we're going to have to work on, like I said earlier. Here he is now for his 5th AB. He's going to hit this one in the gap. This one is going to be a for sure double. 102 off the bat as Ishii rolls into second with a 2 RBI double, and we lead 10-4 here at the Double-A level. The Lookouts are looking to pick up their first win as this is the Double-A opening day. Here's Ishii now. He's going to tag as the ball's caught in right center field, and he is safe at third as the throw was offline. Mikey Ishii does not have a lot of speed at all. He's actually kind of on the slower side. I think it's like 50-something speed, but he's got good athleticism and good effort. As Marco Bautista, the guy that we're really excited to see, he goes 3 for 4 with a homer and 3 RBIs. So I got to say, Marco Bautista and Mikey Ishii are very close to, at some point, making their MLB debuts. Probably both of them not this season, but it will be soon. Here we are against the Kansas City Royals now as we lead this game 8-3. Santander with 2 home runs. We're going to look for home run number 3 in this game as he's 3 for 4, and he's off to a really good start. 5 home runs to start, 387 average, and 8 RBIs. I mean, this is a guy who, with 5 home runs already, is for sure leading the way in the MLB. As the first pitch was a strike, second pitch is a strike as he just misses the slider that was hanging across the plate. Here's the next pitch, strike 3. As this one was on the outside corner, Santander wasn't going to protect as we had the lead already, so it really didn't matter. But you got to be, upset that you couldn't hit that hanging slider on the second pitch. We do pick up the win, and that really is the only thing that matters as we rebound from getting swept. Alex Kirilloff hits his second home run of the season as well. Santander hits 2, like we mentioned before. Stuart Fairchild, another 2-hit game. And then Max Fried goes 7 innings, allowing 2 earned. Lucas Sims allows 1, and Alexis Diaz comes in the 9th to do his thing. So we're not done focusing on players here. We're still in the early stages of the season, so I want to focus on as many players as possible before we kind of get into a flow. And so the next guy I want to focus on here is Spencer Turnbull. He's 32 years old. We got him to that 2-year, $26 million deal. Very average pitcher, I got to say. He's probably just a little bit better of a version than Graham Ashcraft is. So it's nothing to really write home about, but if he can give you that solid 3.5 ERA throughout the entire season, I think it gives you something to really be excited for. And with that being said, we're going to have Spencer Turnbull's second start on the season be our feature game of the episode, as I want to have at least one feature game per episode, and where we kind of focus on a team. And then the other player lock games will be the ones that we focus on that specific player. This one is kind of a hybrid. We're going to be focusing on Spencer Turnbull, but we're also going to be looking at the team for the first time since opening day. As Bobby Witt grounds out to start this game off, Jose Azocar is up now as he's going to hit this one over to Kirilloff. Kirilloff can't make the play. Santander will field it and get it in. So Kirilloff over at first. I was just hyping him up, making him seem like he's a stud. As Santander can't get there, the hit and run is going to work to perfection as Azocar will advance the third. Runners on the corner now with just 1 out. And now you got Luke Voigt up to the plate. He's going to crush this one in the gap of right center field. Fairchild trying to get there quick. He feels the ball, throws it in. Here comes the second run. India to the plate, and he is safe. Luke Voigt with a 2 RBI double. That was Gleyber Torres who came in to finish to score the second run. As here's Drew Waters now, 167 average. And he's going to the same place as Voigt. Voigt's going to try and tag up. Fairchild can't make the play. He fields it, he throws it in as Luke Voigt, poor base running, will limit him to just staying at third instead of scoring. As here's Nick Prado now up. He's the 6th hitter. He grounds this one over to India. India will come home, and the runner is safe at the plate. Luke Voigt gets by the tag. I thought for sure Stevenson had him, but Luke Voigt barely gets his hand in there. His left hand gets in there right before the glove. So the Kansas City Royals are going to take a 3-0 lead here in the first inning. This one's hit over to Kirilloff, trying to turn 2. De La Cruz back to Kirilloff, and we will finally get out of the first inning. As Spencer Turnbull has a rough start to this game, it's kind of been the trend so far this season. As here's Asa Lacy on the mound for the Kansas City Royals, a lefty who went 4 innings in his first start on the season. As here's Jonathan India with a 318 average leading off for the Reds, as he is going to check his swing, but the first base umpire says he went around for out number 1. There's Spencer Steer now batting .312 on the year. As he's going to be hit by a pitch. It's a slider that comes in. Don't think Lacy intended to do that, but at the end of the day, it's a hit by pitch. As here's Anthony Santander with his .375 average, and he grounds the hanging curveball to third for a double play. Lacy gets out of the first inning. Here's Nicky Lopez now without a hit on the season, as he's going to hit this one back to Spencer Turnbull on the first for out number 1 to start off the top half of the second. Here's MJ Melendez now, a guy that I really do like as he hits this one up the middle. India fields it. What a play by Jonathan India for out number 2 as Bobby Witt comes to the plate now, this speedy leadoff man. He breaks his bat, chops it over to India, and India makes the play to end the top of the second. 3-0 still the score as A.J. Pollock will now come to the plate for the Cincinnati Reds. He's got that 182 average, but man, this dude hits the ball very hard against lefties. And he's going to hit another one hard. Hits it to center field, and it is gone. A.J. Pollock, another home run. This is the reason that we signed him. We signed him because we know that he can hit lefties hard. His 2 home runs were both hit by me as well, so I just got a feel for the guy's swing. As you put him in there against left-handed pitching, if something is across the plate, he's going to use that 96 power to hit a home run. As he will give us our first run of the game. 3-1 the score now here in the top of the third. Jose Azocar back up to the plate for the Royals. He goes down looking. 4-seam fastball in there for strike 3. Drew Waters up at the plate now with runner on first. Waters hits this one, a chopper to Urshela. Urshela fields it on to Kirilloff for out number 3. As here is Kirilloff, .360 average, 2 home runs on the season, 8 RBIs, and a 1.128 OPS to start the season. And he is facing Lacy, who's a left-handed pitcher, but Kirilloff can hit left-handed pitching pretty well. Here's the pitch. Kirilloff lifts this one to left center field. It's back, it's deep, and it is caught at the wall. What a play by the left fielder as Alex Kirilloff just missed a home run. Here is Stuart Fairchild now, and it is off the third base bag. Stuart Fairchild is going to have himself a base hit. 0-2 count now on India. He goes down looking. It's a strike him out, throw him out. As Stuart Fairchild is thrown out by MJ Melendez to end the inning. As we go bottom 4 now, Anthony Santander 0 for 1 up for his second AB. This one is hit deep to left center field. Santander, did he get all of it? It's back and caught at the wall again. What a play by these Kansas City Royal outfielders. As Bobby Witt Jr. comes to the plate and he's going to walk as Spencer Turnbull misses on the sinker. And now Jose Azocar is up here in the 5th inning. 0-2 count now on Gleyber Torres. He's 1 for 2, and he goes down looking at the circle change. What a pitch by Spencer Turnbull. As Luke Voigt's 2 for 2, you got to be careful pitching to him. And this one is hit hard to India, but it is caught, and it's going to end the top half of the 5th. As here's Gio Urshela now in the bottom of the 5th, 3-1 count, and Urshela's going to walk. That would have been strike 2 if the umpire wasn't blind. But we don't mind as Elly De La Cruz comes to the plate now. He's 0 for 1. Really need production out of him. As he's going to hit this one deep to left field. It's hit hard, and the left fielder's not going to get there to make the play. Urshela has no idea what's going on. He's going to hustle into third, and he is safe. But if he knew that the ball was not going to be caught, he probably could have scored, or Elly De La Cruz could have at least advanced to second. But Urshela had no idea what was going on, and now we got runners on the corner, bottom 5, as Kirilloff grounds this one over to first. On to second, back to first for a double play. As the Royals get out of it, and Lacy is having himself a pretty good outing. As we're going to bring in Tim Hill now, 40.5 ERA. He's supposed to be a lefty specialist, but he's allowed a .667 average against lefties. As Drew Waters comes in, hits this one deep to left field. Steer keeps going back, and he finally gets there for the out. Nick Prado now, 2-0 count. Lefty-lefty as Steer is going to range over. Doesn't have to move too much for out number 2. So Tim Hill actually with a pretty good outing here. Here's Gavin Cross now, and he goes down swinging at the cutter. Tim Hill with a 1-2-3 inning for us. As here's Stuart Fairchild, bottom of the 6th. He's 1 for 1, and he's going to walk, so he reaches. Here's Jonathan India now. He's 0 for 2 on the day, as he is going to hit this one over to third. Here's the play. On to second, on to first, and it's another double play, the third of the game. 5-4-3 double play that time, as we're going to bring on Phil Bickford now. He has pitched 4 1/3 innings, has not allowed a run yet, but his averages that he has allowed are quite high. So let's see how he does here. MJ Melendez will hit this one straight to Santander. He takes a couple steps over to his left, and it's out number 2. Here's Bobby Witt Jr. now. He's 0 for 2 on the day as Witt hits this one over to Urshela, and it gets past him as Bobby Witt with 99 speed is going to have himself an easy double, a 2-out double for the Royals. As Phil Bickford left that one in there. Here is Jose Azocar now. He's 1 for 2. Hits this one over to Alex Kirilloff. He's there to make the play for out number 3 as Phil Bickford gets out of it. Here's Anthony Santander, 0 for 2 on the day. Asa Lacy's still in for the Royals. Santander hits this one in the right field. It's going to get down for a single, his first hit of the day. Here's A.J. Pollock now. We saw the damage he created earlier. Here's the pitch. On the ground to short, on to second. It's a 6-4-3 double play to end the 7th inning, the 4th of the game for the Kansas City Royals defense. Here's Alex Reyes now, 3 2/3 inning pitched, has not allowed a run yet. Here's Luke Voigt, 2 for 3. He's hitting the ball very hard today, and he hits this one deep to left center field. This one's got Carey Fairchild at the wall, and he's there to make the play for out number 2. Man, Luke Voigt is a dangerous hitter. You leave anything hanging, he's going to crush it. Drew Waters now to deep left field. Steer gets underneath of it for out number 3 as the Cincinnati Reds desperately need some offense here. As Henry Nunez, the rookie, comes in. I don't think I show his player card, but he is 18 years old, 72 overall, I do believe. A young prospect as Urshela crushes this one. Left center field, it's back deep, and it is caught again at the wall. The 3rd time today, Gavin Cross makes his 2nd play out there. Boy, oh boy, we just cannot get all of it. We're hitting them, no warning track power. As here's Alex Kirilloff now. He's 0 for 2 on the day, and he crushes it. It's gone. Alex Kirilloff makes it a 1-run game as that 57 power is coming in clutch at the moment. Alex Kirilloff with his 3rd home run of the season, and I got to say, I'm having a lot of fun hitting with this guy. His swing is just beautiful. And if you're just patient with a hitter like Alex Kirilloff, you're going to hit a lot of balls hard. So Alex Kirilloff with the big-time home run that makes this a 1-run game. We're right there in this. We just need one more big play. As we're going to bring in Austin Davis here in the top of the 9th. He's got a 9 ERA, but he's only pitched 1 inning, so it's nothing that I'm really too concerned about. As Nick Prado comes to the plate, and he pops this one up to Jonathan India. He camps underneath of it for out number 1. Here is Gavin Cross now. He's 0 for 3 on the day, but he's playing great defense out in left field. Hits this one on the ground to Kirilloff for out number 2. And Nicky Lopez also playing some good defense at 3rd base today. Pops this one up to Fairchild. He's there to make the play for out number 3. Good outing by Austin Davis as the Royals will bring in Josh Stalmont to try and close this one out. He is 1 for 1 on saves this season. As here's Anthony Santander, 1 for 3. 3-2 count here for Santander, and he's going to walk. 3-2 count, and he walks. So Matt McClain is going to be the pinch runner here for the Cincinnati Reds. Since it's a 1-run game in the bottom of the 9th, you want to bring him on to try and help out. Here's Stevenson. He hits this one in the right field. It's shallow right field, and it's going to be out number 1 here in the bottom of the 9th. Jesse Winker is going to pinch hit here for A.J. Pollock. We know Pollock really can't hit righties too well, but Winker is an expert at it. There's ball 1 for Jesse Winker, a .417 average to start this season. 1-1 count for Winker. There is ball 2, 2-1 count for Winker. Winker up, and he's going to walk it off. The Cincinnati Reds are going to win this one 4-3 in a game that it felt like the offense couldn't do anything right. We have 3 home runs, but the one that wins it is the 2-run walk-off for Jesse Winker. His first of the season, and this one feels amazing. Sometimes big-time players make big-time plays in big-time games, and Jesse Winker just did it. Man, we are glad to have him back in Cincinnati here, as he just fits perfectly on this team, in my opinion. As we had him last year, he did his thing last year, but this year it just feels like there's supposed to be regression, but he's making the plays that we have hoped that we brought him in to make. As Alex Kirilloff's going to win your player of the game. Nobody with more than 1 hit, but we had 3 separate home runs, 1 by Kirilloff, 1 by Winker, and 1 by A.J. Pollock. As Spencer Turnbull goes 5 innings, allowing 3 earned runs, but the bullpen came in and shut it down, only allowing 1 hit, and that was the one given up by Phil Bickford. Looking at scouting here, here's Eugene Eaton, comes in 19th on our board. He's got the 2 fastball mix, a slider, and a changeup as well. And then here's Victor Rosales, coming down a little bit lower on our board compared to the MLB board. I think partially it's because he's got only a 3-pitch mix, the fastball, changeup, curveball. We know that Hunter Green has that, but it's not really a mix that I really like. I don't think that I could take somebody with that kind of mix. As here's Joaquin Sargent, who also comes in lower on our board. Looking at Luis Chacin, a catcher. The hitting really looks like it could be decent, but that's about it for now. As Guillermo Rodriguez, the other guy we're looking at, the other catcher out of the Dominican Republic, you know, one higher than the MLB board, nothing really to write home about. And then Alvaro Cortez, a guy who I thought could be generational, could be that 5-tool prospect guy, coming in 29th on our board. Maybe he's not as good as we once thought. As here's Jose Del Villar. He was the guy that we knew was going to have really good defense, but his hitting was going to be mid. And that's pretty much the correct theory. As here's Freddie Young, a kind of an interesting prospect. 97th on our board. Maybe if he was there late, we could take him. We know his potential won't be high, but he's going to have a lot of speed potentially, good defense, and he could probably hit for contact a little bit. So I decided I'm just going to keep the scouting the same this week, try to collect more data on these players. As we got another critical situation against the Royals, we're down to our last out as the score is 4-3, and we got Anthony Santander at the plate as Dylan Coleman will face him. In the rain here, I love those red uniforms. I just got my Elly De La Cruz jersey in real life as Santander swings through the slider, 3-2 count now for Santander. And he hits this one hard to right field. This one's got carry, and it's gone. The Cincinnati Reds do it again. This time they only tie it in the 9th. Anthony Santander and the Cincinnati Reds must love playing in close games because that's all we've gotten so far this season, especially in this series against the Kansas City Royals. They love to give me a heart attack because this one right here, I didn't know that it was gone when it left the bat, but it was hit on a line, and it's going to tie this game up and send it to extras as Bobby Witt strikes out. Alexis Diaz has that amazing slider that is nearly impossible to hit, especially in the rain. If it slips out of his hand a little bit more, that's going to have crazy break. As we're hoping that we can send this one to the bottom of the 10th tied. Here's Jose Azocar now, 1 for 2 on the day. Alexis Diaz gives up the home run. It's a 2-run shot to make this game 6-4. Diaz had pitched the top half of the 9th. I didn't even realize that he blew a save until after the game. So then we kept him in for the top of the 10th, and he gives up the 2-run homer. Probably not the smartest decision. I think next time I probably need to check, okay, 1, he's already pitched 1 inning, and 2, he already has a blown save. So wasn't the best decision. As Azocar takes him deep to give the Royals a 6-4 lead as they're trying to avoid the sweep at the moment. But here we are, bottom of the 10th. We'll bring on Jesse Winker once again. He was the hero in game 1 of this series. Let's see if he can do it again. Hits this one to right field. If it's fair, it's going to be down. It's a fair ball as Jesse Winker is going to cruise into second with a double. That will also advance the runner to third without knowing that it was going to be a base hit. The runner did not advance. As here's Gio Urshela now, hits this one to right field. Both runners halfway. They're going to both retreat back to third and second. Here's Elly De La Cruz. Can he be a hero? He's 1 for 3 so far in the day, and he goes down swinging at the slider. Elly De La Cruz really off to a rough start this season here in year 3. And here's Alex Kirilloff. He's done it once. He's 2 for 4 in the day, and it is caught. The hanging slider that Kirilloff could unfortunately not take advantage of, and the Kansas City Royals will win this one 6-4 and avoid being swept. This one kind of hurt right here. It felt like this was a game that, if we could have won this, it could have been a very good momentum changer for the season. We do win the series, which is just about the only thing that really, truly matters. As Kirilloff, another 2-hit day for him. Santander hits his 6th with his game tying in the bottom of the 9th. As Alexis Diaz allowed the 3 earned runs, Lucas Sims, Carl Edwards did their thing out of the pen, and then Nick Lodolo, 6 innings, allowing 2 earned. So a really good bounce-back game for Lodolo. So we're 4-5 up to this point. I want to get into one more game, and here is the game against the Seattle Mariners. We are allowing 42 runs, and we've scored 42 runs in the first 9 games of the season. As Stevenson in the bottom of the 9th hits this one, and it's going to get down. Stevenson is going to cruise into second with a double. So a 1-out double for Tyler Stevenson Anthony Santander comes to the plate now. Can he play hero? No, he's going to strike out on the 97-mile-per-hour fastball up and in. Here's Jake Fraley now. 1 for 3 on the day. Hits this one deep to left center field. The left fielder is trying to get there, and he does for out number 3. So another game of extra innings, as that was Kyle Schwarber out there in left field. We're going to bring on Tim Hill here at 13.5 ERA. Only 2 innings he's pitched. The 1 inning he pitched was really good, as Ty France goes down swinging for out number 1. Here's Kyle Schwarber now. He's 1 for 2 on the day, and he's going to pop this one in the left field. Fraley on the move to get there, and he is there to make the play for out number 2, as Tim Hill is doing his thing. Here's Josh Naylor, 0 for 3 on the day. Tim Hill, what a pitch! That's a slider in there for strike 3. No runs for the Mariners. And as a matter of fact, the person on second didn't even move, as here is Gio Urshela now. Hits this one into shallow center field. So Fraley will be stuck at second. This is the opportunity you pray for in extra innings. You shut them down in the top of the 10th. Now you're bottom 10. You got to make it count. Jesse Winker goes down looking. As we're going to call on Alex Kirilloff, who's arguably been our hottest hitter to start this season. He's got the 364 average. Let's see what he can do as he fouls this one, as he hit it hard to right field. Probably would have ended it if he had straightened it out. This one hit down the line, and it is foul. 0-2 count now for Alex Kirilloff. He hits this one back up the middle in the gap, and Jake Fraley's going to round third. The Cincinnati Reds are going to walk it off. They win this one 4-3. What a ridiculous start to the season for the Cincinnati Reds. We're 5-5 now, and we have gotten 2 walk-offs. Nearly beat the Royals a couple of games ago when Anthony Santander nearly set us up for a win. As Alex Kirilloff hits this one in the gap of left center field. Man, this guy has been unbelievable to start this season. You know, the story of this episode is the fact that we love to play close games, but we love to try and come out on top of those close games. I mean, you can't really ask much more from a guy like Alex Kirilloff at this point. Jake Fraley with a home run on the day, as Graham Ashcraft goes 5 innings, allowing 3 earned. Alex Reyes goes 2. Phil Bickford goes 2. And then Tim Hill gave us that 1 inning in the 10th. That was really good. Twins are offering us a contract, Graham Ashcraft for Paddock. I'm going to say no to this one because I'm not ready to give up on Ashcraft yet. We're 12th in batting average with a 274 batting average, and we are tied for 12th in runs. So we're producing a little bit of runs, but not the most. Tied for 4th in home runs, pretty much because of Anthony Santander. And then looking at our pitching and defense, we have no errors to start the season, so I was wrong. Fielding percentage, 1,000. As we look at the ERA here, as we are 18th in ERA, we're looking to get that pitching to be a lot better this season. The defense is doing what it needs to do right now, as we've only allowed 45 runs, which is 14th in baseball. And looking at our player stats, Santander with 14 hits, 6 home runs. Jesse Winker with a 444 average. Alex Kirilloff with a 382 average. So those are your guys that I think probably were I was going to say that those were the guys that were expected to lead you in average. I'd actually have to say no, they weren't. Kirilloff has been so good. He's second in WAR with a .7 WAR. And then looking at ISO, Santander with a 4.63 ISO. That's ridiculous. Looking at pitching here, looking at who's got the most innings and everything like that. ERA, Carl Edwards off to a rough start in his first 4 innings to start the season. And then looking at the pitching, it really does need some help at the moment. You know, we got to get this turned around. Max Fried leads us in WAR. You know, 5-5 to start the season, you really can't ask for much more. We got swept by the Blue Jays, then we bounced back. We win the series against the Royals, and now we're up 1-0 against the Seattle Mariners. So, like I said, this is the only thing you can really hope for, is just to be competitive. We don't want to be in a lot of close games this season, but if we have to be in close games, we need to be competitive and come out on top more times than not. So this is what this team has. We're facing a lot of resiliency early on in this season, a lot of close games, and to be 5-5, to take the punches and still come out even, I think is a pretty good start to the year. So that's going to do it for the second episode of year 3 here. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode. See ya.